I will just now go through like a simple demonstration of how you log in to the XNAT web interface and view, download your data, and potentially run some basic pipelines on it. So first step here is to go to the get the Zoom controls out of the way. The XNAT website. XNAT.edu. Then you have 3 different ways you can log in. So there's for non-Sydney University staff and students, you can use the Australian Access Federation, which you can then go through and select your affiliation and continue and go through your own institution's login using your credentials. For Sydney University staff, there's an option to just log in directly using your UniKey. But today I'll use this database login, which is just for sort of demonstration and rolling accounts. So here is like the landing page for XNAT, and you can see down here you have a list of projects. So on this left-hand side, you will see a list of either publicly available data or publicly available metadata projects. So they're called protected projects where the metadata is available, but the images are still private. But here you will see a list of all the ones that have been flagged as protected or public. But so today we'll be looking at this total body PET demo project. So if you just select project here, then you'll get onto the project landing page, and you'll see down here a list of subjects. So this one only has a single subject. So you can then navigate to the subject, and then here you have the list of experiments that were performed on that subject. So if they came in for a second scan a year later, then that can show up here as a second session. Here we'll select the PET session, and here we get to the PET session page where you'll find the data for you to view and download. Alternatively, if you know the ID of the session, you can just copy it into this quick search box down here, and it'll take you to the same page. So here you can see this is just a phantom scans that we've taken just some sample data. It's the real total body PET data will be typically quite a bit larger than this, so the downloads will take a bit longer. But so we just selected a smaller data set just to test and demonstrate some things first. So first thing I wanted to show is that when you've got your data here, you can see all the scans that were required, all the different data sets, like the dose report and protocol and things like that. And if you want to view these images, you can open up this OIF viewer. And you can see here you have, it will only show the thumbnails of the images, which are actual images, the data sets which are images. But you can see here, this is our phantom. And so we can come down here and select the phantom images, and then you can play around with the contrast and the zoom and things like this. You can also do some neat things like if you want to, there's these masking tools that you can use. It's quite a nice one here, like this sort of magic auto one, which if you where you first click, it will pick all the contrasts that are available within that circle, and then only highlight regions with matching contrast. So you can sort of select out a nice region. It's a bit better. This is just random data, so it's not as good as when you can see it on anatomical structure, but it's quite easy to pick out anatomical structure with this. So then if we come here, we can then pick this mask and then export it. And it'll be saved back into our session. So if we shut down the viewer, one other thing I wanted to show is this tag browser. So this will show you all the different metadata fields that are demonstrated that are recorded within the DICOM data, and you can sort of go through all the different DICOM files within the data set. Okay. So yeah, just going back to our session again. So another view that you can view the data with is this manage files view. So this gives you like a tree view of all the different files that are saved within a session. So you can see here you have your session names, and then under that you have these what are called resource folders. So this one here has this DICOM resource, and then underneath that you have all the different DICOM images. And then for some, this one here has a DICOM resource, but also has the Nifty format, which was converted from that DICOM. So this just sort of gives you a bit of an idea of what the data, how the data is laid out within these sessions. And you can see down here under these assessors, you can see we have that the mask I created earlier, and then this mask I just created then. So if you want, you can potentially just click on the files here and download them to disk. But for if you want to download larger files or a wider range of files, it's better to use the download dialog. So if you come up here to download images, you get a list of all the scan types, scan formats, and the different sessions. So there's a matching menu item on the project, in which case if you had multiple subjects within the project, you could then sort of select your different subjects here and pull out the same data across all the subjects in the project. So here we'll just filter out and we'll select only the DICOM data. Just say we're only interested in the NAC and the cardiac static. That. So then here in the third step here, we've got several different options. So this zip option is probably the simplest. It'll just zip up those files and download it to your disk. So the only thing is, in this case, it's only 68 megabyte. So that's probably feasible. But if that size that gets too long, then the zipping process takes too long, and it becomes impractical. So we can, in this case, we can download it directly, and that's probably the easiest way. But if you want to download larger data sets, then you really want to use this desktop client, which you can download from this link here. So when you click up here, so once you've installed that desktop client, it'll automatically open up the client to download. And then you can, this can happen offline. You don't need to stay logged in to XNAP. So if you have a very large download, this can be a convenient way to download it. and you can download it if you want to download across all the different subjects in your project, for example. And the third option is this downloading just a catalog XML of the files. So this can be a nice way to select a subset of scans that you then want to download or process later. So we'll just select a few and save this XML. Yeah. And we'll come back and use that later. So yeah, before we leave the UI, I just wanted to show quickly. So Ryan mentioned the integrated pipeline stream. So on the project settings here, you can see these are the pipelines that have been installed on this site. So we can come through and select some for the project. And when you come down here, say we want to convert this, it's just the AC static, we can come up here and run the DICOM to Nifty converter here. And then that'll run in the background and it will show up on this table here. So here it's showing up as pending. We won't wait for that to complete because it might take a little while to launch, but this will keep running in the background. Yes, so then the next section of this presentation, I'll just jump over to this Jupyter notebook here, which explains how you can access the data through the command line. So for example, if you're wanting to download the data to your HPC cluster and it's not, you don't have a way to log into the website or use the downloader client. So this is a demonstration of how you can download using this XNAT utils package. There are a couple of different options, but this is the one that I've written and maintained. So it's a Python-based package, and if you need to, you can install it with this. At Sydney on Artemis, it's already pre-installed, so you don't need to do that. So to get started with that, a good place to get started is with the help flag. So if we run this is what's called XNAT ls, it'll list. It can be used to list the projects that you have access to, the subjects within those projects, sessions, scans, and just sort of get a cross-section of the data objects within your projects. So here, we log in here. Here will give a list of all the different project IDs you have access to. So selecting the total body pet demo project, if we then provide that as a flag with this second command here, it will then list all the So it's not showing up. This should be showing up in line, but for some reason it's not. So with these different options here, you can list the different projects you have available and then the subjects within those projects. And then even listing the scans within those sessions. So it can be a quick way to work out which scans you need to download and what their types are. And you can also filter out sessions. So this last line here is selecting only the sessions which have a scan with the pattern rest cardiac within it. So any sessions which are missing that scan will get omitted from the list. So here, this is where I was going to show you how you can download the data using this XML catalog. So this is the one downloaded before. So if you then use this tool called XNAT-GET, you provided the path to the catalog on your workstation or HPC, where you've saved it on your HPC shared drive, and then you provide the target location. That'll go away. Then we can show it. You can see here that the sessions, the scans that we selected using that going in through the download dialog here. So the ones if we say we select the nifty ones, or we selected all of them. That again. And then when that's finished downloading, then we should be able to see all the nifty files from all the scans that we selected there. So that's good if you've already created this XML catalog file through the UI. But if you just wanted to directly download from HPC, you can also use the XNAT-GET and provide the name of the session ID. So here we have the session ID, project ID, and then the scans within it that you want to download. And downloaded the cardiac statics there. And similarly, so there's quite a few different options you can use. So you can select, here we've got multiple scans in from the same session. and then you can also use these sort of regular expression wildcards to download a range of subjects and sessions, and also a range of scans within that session. And the last thing I want to say, so if you have a look at the help flag for XNetGate, you'll see it has quite a few different options. It has the ability to do the conversion to Nifty after you've downloaded it. Skip previously downloaded resources, filter out sessions select only sessions which have certain scans, or filter out sessions that don't have certain scans. And then like different time ranges, like scans downloaded after a certain date or before a certain date. So if you're starting to use this, I'd recommend having a look at the help and all the different options.